Okay, picture this. It's Dancing with the Stars, elimination night.
Halloween 2025. The mood is already, tense.
Exactly. The celebrities are all standing there, holding their breath. The camera pans across their faces. Two couples left under those dreaded red lights.
And then the results come in.
And in that moment, a single fleeting expression is caught by the camera, a swift, almost invisible smile, the smirk that launched 1,000 headlines.
And really, it cemented a massive celebrity feud and created, overnight, a brand new Hollywood villain.
Welcome to StarScope Report.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame. And today, we are tracking the war between Whitney Leavitt and Jen Affleck.
And this story is fascinating because it didn't start in the ballroom. The tension was brewed for years in the really toxic world of mom talk and their reality show Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
We're going to follow it from those roots, through that iconic TV moment, and right into the celebrity crisis management playbook Whitney used to fight back.
It's a perfect case study in how one tiny, damaging image can define you and what it takes to reclaim your own story.
So let's start at the beginning, before the sequins and the spotlights. This feud was basically filmed in real time.
Right. And you have to look at the foundation of their relationship to really get it. According to Jen Affleck, Whitney was her only support during what she called the lowest point of her life.
So they were genuinely close at one point.
It seems so. But Jen's side of the story is that the second she stepped away from the whole mom talk scene, Whitney just vanished, ghosted her completely.
Which leads to this really powerful accusation, right, that Whitney's friendship was entirely transactional.
Exactly. Jen started saying Whitney was only there for her when it was convenient, when it, helped Whitney's own career or her public image.
That's the ultimate betrayal in that influencer world, that you're just being used for engagement.
And then it got even more complicated. The final nail in the coffin for Jen was when Whitney started a friendship with Demi Engman,
who Jen had publicly called a bully.
a bully who, according to Jen, was making snarky TikToks to criticize her and her marriage. So for Jen, seeing Whitney align with Demi was just the ultimate proof of disloyalty.
It's that classic reality TV setup. If you're not on my side, you're with my enemy.
Pretty much.
Wow.
But Whitney, of course, had her own version of events.
She claimed Jen ghosted her first, right?
But she did, which just muddies the waters. But the most telling part was Whitney's transparency about her own ambition. She almost owned the accusation.
How so?
She basically said she was so done with the drama and then admitted she was going to go after the amazing opportunity of Dancing with the Stars because the emotional toll of their show was just exhausting.
Wow. So she essentially said, I'm choosing my career over this messy friendship.
Precisely. And in a weird way, it reframes her ambition. It's not about being malicious towards Jen. It's about professional self-preservation. And that set the stage for everything that came next.
Okay, so the drama on their reality show was already toxic, but here's where it gets so much more interesting. It all exploded on live television.
Because they both got cast on Dancing with the Stars, season 34.
Which nobody saw coming. Everyone assumed, maybe one of them would get a spot, but not both.
And suddenly that drama from Utah had a prime-time, high-definition stage, and Jen's response was immediate. And it was aggressive.
This is when she made that wild allegation.
Yeah. She claimed that Whitney only pursued a spot on the show because it was Jen's lifelong dream.
Oof, that's a low blow. She's trying to frame Whitney's success as a personal attack.
It's a way to diminish her achievement, right? To make it all about Jen's emotional narrative.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. That claim just doesn't hold up against the facts.
And this context is so important. Whitney wasn't just some influencer who decided to dance.
Not at all. She has a dance degree from BYU. She competed at a really high level against people who became pros on the show, like Whitney Carson.
So her being on DWTS was a logical career move for a trained dancer.
It completely undercuts the idea that this was all about spite. It makes it a story of shared ambition, not just a personal vendetta.
But none of that professional context matters when you have one simple, damaging visual.
And that brings us to the moment. Halloween night. Jen and her partner, Jan Ravnik, are eliminated.
The camera cuts to Whitney, and for a split second, she appears to smile. It's fast, maybe it's relief, but she instantly covers her mouth when she sees she's on camera.
That was it. That's all it took. The clip went viral instantly. The public interpretation was immediate, and it was brutal. Pure malicious delight.
Schadenfreude.
All that nuance, the years of drama, their professional backgrounds, it all just vanished. She was now the villain, period.
And the fallout was immediate. Jen went on Instagram Live right after and made it clear she wouldn't be supporting Whitney. She even pointedly said she wouldn't root for a former Mom Talk person. She knew exactly how to keep that story going. It's actually a brilliant cross-platform promotion for their reality show's new season.
It absolutely is a perfect example of monetizing conflict.
And if you are loving these Hollywood twists and tracking this cross-platform celebrity war, make sure you're subscribed. We have so much more ahead, including how Whitney launched one of the biggest PR counterattacks of the year. So now we get to the two emotions defense. How Whitney tried to reclaim her narrative on literally the biggest female-run podcast in the world.
The problem she had was what you could call media asymmetry. Her complex backstory couldn't fight a simple viral image of her smirking.
You can't explain nuance in a tweet.
Exactly. So she needed a long-form, controlled environment, and her team made a strategic move, an appearance on CallHerDaddy.
The timing was so key here. She waited until after the DWTS finale, after Robert Irwin won.
Right, so she couldn't be accused of using the drama to get votes. It was a very clean post-competition move.
And choosing CallHerDaddy was just masterful. A 5-minute TV segment would have just cut her down to another soundbite.
But CHD gave her the time, an unfiltered format, to actually build a defense and deliver it with nuance to a massive, engaged audience.
So what was the defense? How did she explain the smirk?
She deconstructed it.
Yeah.
She flat out denied feeling any excitement about Jen being eliminated. Instead, she said she was feeling two emotions at once.
Relief and disappointment.
And that's the one. First, she said, was this overwhelming immediate relief that she and Mark Ballas were safe. She said she mentally prepared to be eliminated every single Tuesday.
Which is relatable. The anxiety must be insane.
And then she said the second emotion that hit her was disappointment that a friend, despite everything, was going home.
That is genius PR. It reframes the whole thing from malice to just human anxiety.
It completely humanizes her. It trades the unforgivable sin of cruelty for the totally universal experience of self-preservation in a high-stakes moment. We've all felt that, thank God it's not me, feeling.
So she made the villain narrative relatable.
She did. And she also used the platform to address Jen's claim about stealing her dream.
What did she say about that?
She just shut it down calmly. She said, "That's wild. I always wanted to be a part of this show. I think that everybody can have the same dream."
Perfect. It's not a fight. It's just a statement of professional legitimacy.
It neutralized the whole thing. But the damage from the smirk was still out there, which leads us to what happened with the fan base. This is the Rachel Berry paradox.
Okay, so this is the aftermath. Even with that great PR move, the public was split.
Totally polarized. The Rachel Berry paradox is a term that comes from the show Glee. It's when a performer is, undeniably talented, technically amazing.
But they struggle with likability. People just don't connect with them because of perceived character flaws or off-screen drama.
And for Whitney, that drama was the SLOMW narrative that had already painted her as cold and transactional.
And this had real-world consequences during the show.
Oh, yeah. The sources talk about an organized hate campaign, a vote for everyone but Whitney movement that started in, week 2.
Despite her getting near-perfect scores from the judges?
Consistently. Fans loved her dancing, but they hated the story around the dancer.
But her strongest defense, in the end, was just her professionalism.
Absolutely. While all this was happening online, her castmates and the pros on the show were saying great things about her. They were hinting the reality TV drama was, fake or heavily edited.
That internal support is huge. So even though she got eliminated in the semifinals with a crazy high score, 58 out of 60, she went out on a high note professionally.
And that dedication is what allowed her to pivot her entire brand, from messy reality star to serious competitive performer.
Which brings us to the unaired freestyle dance. This was a huge deal.
A huge deal. Julianne Hough had seen it in rehearsals and called it epic and said they have to figure out a way to do this number.
And they did. Whitney and Mark Ballas worked with ABC to film it after the show.
And where do they decide to release it? Exclusively on the CallHerDaddy podcast and its YouTube channel.
Full circle. That's brilliant.
It's a final move. She used the platform that repaired her narrative to then provide the visual proof of her talent. It was designed to replace the old viral image, the smirk, with a new one, professional excellence.
And the speculation online just exploded after that, on Reddit, everywhere. People were saying this was all a prelude to a big Broadway announcement for her.
It's the ultimate pivot, turning a viral scandal into a potential Broadway career.
So if you want to keep up with who is winning the professional pivot game in Hollywood, stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.
So when you look at the whole story, it's clear Whitney Leavitt used very strategic media placement to neutralize a really destructive visual scandal.
She used that long-form CallHerDaddy interview to pivot her brand from, a chaotic reality star to a serious performer with huge aspirations.
And it really highlights that in today's media world, this kind of cross-platform drama isn't a bug in the reality TV model. It's a feature. She didn't just revive it. She leveraged it for massive exposure.
Which leaves us with a question for you to think about. In an age where any facial expression can go viral and turn someone into a hero or a villain overnight, is the long-form podcast the only real way for a celebrity to fight back against a simple, powerful, and damaging visual narrative? It's something to consider.
The image is the thread, but the story is always the defense.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.